Hi, this is a video response to a blog entitled Family Hierarchy and Its Abuse. And there was a point made in that blog that prospective parents it should be mandatory that people take a course are educated about becoming a parent before having children. And this is a point that I've thought several times over the years, several times. I'm shocked sometimes when I see the ignorance of these adults who have these little ones under their care just by the way they're treating them in public. So I think it's kind of, to me, that's a real common sense point. People should indeed, it should be mandatory in high school, maybe even grade 7, 8 starting then. So like just before high school, middle school, that children, young adults, have these courses to help them understand, as this poem, it's a little corny, but states, it's not exactly this way, but it put in the way that children come through us. And we are privileged to be the custodians of these beings for 16 years, 18 years, whatever, 20. Of course, we're still a parent after that point, but the job is the care and responsibility part is basically over. But what I did, because I found I was lacking some basic skills. I was lacking basic skills, and I became separated when my kids were really young. And although I was criticized by some people that I wasn't strict enough with my kids, okay, well, that's fine, but when you're criticized, you get defensive. So anyway, I was on my own, and I found, no, I'm not in control here. I'm not strict enough with these children. I don't mean control in a bad way, but how? Because I didn't want to hit my children. I didn't want to abuse my children verbally. So then what do you do? So in one way, seems like a really simple point, but in another way, I didn't want to be abusive. I didn't want to be, have a, this matriarchal power over my children. I'm on the top of it. So I wanted to deal with a common sense and fairness and not abuse with my children. And so I got a whole bunch of books, and they helped me a lot. I bought probably 10, 15, 20 books and read them all about parenting, and they taught me how to support and assist my children in a way that our home could run with some harmony and smoothness and lovingness and trust and some consistency. Children like consistency. It's important for one to feel safe, I think, when you're young. So I know that seems very obvious, but when I was reading these books, so this is like 20 years ago, I was thinking everybody should have these skills. People don't have these skills. I didn't have the skills. My parents used fear. It was the 60s, and fear works. It destroys the being inside, of course. Then you have to go through a bunch of crap when you get older. So this isn't necessary. Now, did the principles I use so now my children, they have it easy, they have it all figured out? No, but I think that we have a surprisingly open, trusting relationship. They trust me for certain things. I trust them for certain things. They're adults now. So I am quite shocked that it's not in our schools. Yes, absolutely. And the point of power that a parent has should not be abused. And in fact, it's not power. It's more responsibility, protection, taking care of. Especially these people are dependent on us. And they could have a course, how to not be an asshole as a parent. Boy, do I see that a lot of time, people treating their little children like they own them. They don't own them. We're not owned. That would be a slave. Many children, of course, are used as slaves and are being born into this world today with the purpose in mind of a slave, to make money for the family, or sold, or sexually abused. So yes, I think it should be imperative. If you're not taught, supported to show what would be the common sense, loving approach to raise these children. And it's not difficult to get cooperation, family cooperation, from little ones, even a year old, right? Starting at a year old, they understand a lot of things. And so that the family works together. And no one is above anyone else. There are rules to follow for support, so that the family unit is able to maintain itself in a benevolent atmosphere and support that.